Growing up as a kid, I was always a little bit overweight. I think the first time I really noticed it was when I was in 7th grade and we had to get physicals for like the entire school. And a doctor person was like, you know, you're a little bit overweight for your age and height and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, really? Cool.
When I was 3 years old, I had a sister for 6 days. Without my sister's death, however, my brother would have never been born.
So I went to my doctor maybe a couple months later because I had to get a physical from them. And they were like, you know, you're actually pretty overweight for your age. You should probably change your eating habits or exercise. And I was like, golly.
In the 7th grade, I developed a severe case of the flu and the fever. And it was discovered that I had appendicitis after I had felt a searing pain in my stomach.
My only memory of her is when we picked out her headstone. Winnie the Pooh was my favorite character as a kid, and my parents agreed to have him engraved.
So then I kind of jumped on that and I just kind of cut out pretty much everything that I was eating and stuff. Because when you're overweight, as a kid, you're kind of growing up and like making friends and stuff, but then you get really shy and kind of close yourself off. And it wrecks you a little bit for when you're older.
While I was growing up with my cat, he became a special part of me because he was always there for me whenever I was down or just needed some company.
They got out my appendix just minutes before it ruptured, which I believe wasn't just a coincidence.
In my senior year of high school, I was sitting in class the day after Halloween. I started to feel really strange, and then all of a sudden I got hit with a panic attack. So I left class and then went home.
Throughout my life, my sister has really only been a story to me. When we visit her, I realize that she is not, in fact, a story. Much like Winnie the Pooh, she has had a very positive impact on my life.
From this past year, I found out that he had diabetes, which made my heart break. I was hoping he could stay with me for a few more years, but seeing him in pain and being an 18-year-old, I knew I had to let him go.
It took a little more than a week to heal, and while I was in the hospital, I was struggling to move, throwing up, and having needles stuck in my skin every hour, while I was missing school and a band trip to Disneyland.
But eventually, when you're older and you're more confident in yourself because, you know, you lose the weight, you grow out of it, you just decide whatever, like me.
After that day, I was having panic attacks every day. I felt like I was going crazy and dying. I ended up going to the ER 3 nights in a row and was prescribed medication to help the anxiety.
I got him cremated because I needed a memory of him. He wasn't just an ordinary cat, he was my best friend.
And even though my healing process was painful, I was strengthened through this experience. I now know that everything happens in God's perfect timing and that there's still a purpose for my life.
I started seeing therapists and a psychologist who told me I had an anxiety disorder and that the way to overcome it was to accept my panic attacks.
He couldn't be replaced because we had a close relationship that lasted a lifetime.
It was really hard, but eventually I learned how to accept them and I learned that they could not hurt me, and after that they went away. I believe that acceptance can heal you.
I believe that my pet became my best friend.
I believe that everything happens for a reason, even if we never know what that reason is.
I believe in Winnie the Pooh.
I believe in food.